Shares of Micron are down about 8% now, despite a beat on the top and bottom lines in the earnings report just moments ago. Joining us now to discuss, Angelo Zino of CFRA. Angelo, might this be about the CapEx plan, saying, and I guess in a way reaffirming that they plan to increase capital spending materially next year, or is this about the guide?
So, thanks for having me. So as far as the CapEx, to your point, I mean, they alluded to about mid-30% increase next year. Everybody should have anticipated an increase in CapEx spend. In fact, it actually was kind of in line with where we expected, as well as where we think consensus expectations were out there for CapEx spend. So I don't think that is necessarily the reason for the decline in the share price, but I do think the fact that the guidance was fairly muted in nature in terms of the revenue number, even on the EPS side of things, I think the hope was you were going to get more of a pronounced beat out there, and you don't necessarily see that. So I think it's largely due to that more than it is the CapEx number.
So what should investors sort of take away from this at this point? Is it that things are going according to plan if you believe in the overall semiconductor trade and Micron's place in it? I mean, a lot of memory necessary for AI to work correctly, that you believe in this company, or is there cause to step back based on what the valuation's been?
Yeah, listen, I think as far as kind of the move we've seen, obviously, in the stock price, not to mention across all of semis, typically you do see kind of these mid-cycle type corrections that take place where you almost have to see the stock price actually kind of catch up with some of the fundamentals out there. And maybe that's what you're seeing at this moment in time for Micron. That said, I think what was really impressive was kind of the beat that we saw on the data center side of things, kind of the tone that they're striking on the data center side of things. Clearly, there is a multi-year kind of upcycle that's going to be driven by high bandwidth memory out there. That is a higher value, higher price offering out there. And you kind of saw that they again alluded to the fact that they are largely kind of sold out through the end of next year. So that's going to also help the kind of the pricing landscape, we think, for Micron going into 2025. So as far as kind of the drivers are concerned, if you are a bull on Micron, there's really nothing in this report that kind of changes that outside of the stock move at this point in time.
Angelo, though, I do wonder, I mean, there's so many expectations baked into the broader AI trade. Look no further than all the moves we've seen in NVIDIA. Company becomes the most valuable company in the history of the world last week and then takes a breather. We've seen some pretty outsized moves just in that stock alone in recent days here coming into the end of the quarter. I mean, have we gotten too far ahead of ourselves from an investing standpoint, from a fundamental standpoint, looking to forward guidance standpoint, or is the growth just so fast, whether it's NVIDIA, whether it's Micron, whether it's others, that nobody can truly wrap their arms around it?
I think when you kind of look at the total addressable market opportunity for AI out there, specifically as far as semis are concerned, I think I don't think anyone's got any idea of how big this potentially can be, and we think the potential market size of kind of whether it be Micron, whether it be NVIDIA, or other kind of key memory, compute, or networking plays on the semi side of things, we think has a lot more room to run. But that said, you kind of look. I think you have to look at this on a case-by-case basis. In terms of Micron, I think as far as the fundamentals are concerned, they're kind of picking up steam later in the game than NVIDIA is, and we think that you're going to see a more pronounced inflection as you go into calendar 2025. You also look at the valuation of Micron based on our calendar 2025 estimate, only trading at above 11 to 12 times next year's estimate. So it's probably the cheapest way to play AI right now. But that said, again, I mean, this is more of a commoditized type of stock historically. But that said, our view is, listen, high bandwidth memory, as it gains steam going into 2025, probably going to be about 20 to 25% of their revenue ending the second half of calendar 2025 versus mid-single digits now. You're talking about, the potential for a re-rating, we think, in this stock. So I think you have to look at these names on a case-by-case basis, but we do think there is significant upside left in this stock.